Last fall, I brought home this 2008 Mazda Miata GT. It has the Bilstein suspension, all the options, fully optioned out, top of the line Miata, which means it's like a bottom of the line anything else. I took it on a road trip and quickly realized that those Bilstein shocks are just not gonna cut it. The springs are too soft, the shocks are a little bit over valved, they're really a bit weird. It floats when you push it to the limit, but is really crashy and hard all the rest of the time. So I actually bought nice parts for once. A full set of KONI yellow adjustable dampers, Progress Technologies springs. Now these springs, I don't think they're specific to the PRHT, but they do work with it. They're not incredibly stiff or incredibly low. This combo should bring the car down about an inch, which will go a long ways towards getting rid of the ridiculous wheel gap these have, and it should control body roll and the pitching forward and back during braking quite a bit better. But I hate suspension work, and now I gotta do all four corners. Yay! So we're gonna start here in the back. I've done suspension on pretty much every Miata I've ever owned, but I've never had to do this before. There's all this super well held down plastic back here that has to be removed before we can actually get to the suspension top hats. So away we go. We haven't even been at this for very long, and already we've been defeated by this rear lower control arm ball joint that needs to come out, and I just don't have the tools for that, so off to AutoZone we go. About the most me thing ever. Oh wow, it did dent it. These tie rods have been absolutely killing us. What we've been doing is I've got the castle, or not castle nut, but I've got the nut on there with a little bit of space here, and then we put the jack handle on that, and we've been hitting it with a hammer, and then well, my mallet flew apart, hit Roberto in the head.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer.
Look, man, I haven't even gotten monetized yet. I don't have that kind of money. And it actually scuffed and dented the car right there. Yep. Cool. Great, wonderful.
It'll give it character though, so.
So easy. Such an easy job, the suspension. It's out. So what we ended up doing was putting spring compressors on the springs so that we could undo the top hat from inside the car, and then we just kind of removed it piecemeal. And that is absolutely the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. Look at the amount of potential energy stored there. Good Lord.
It ain't that bad.
So lots happened. Kenneth's here, so I'm going to update you guys and him at the same time in the interest of saving. Well, in the interest of being lazy, really. The back is done. It's all shiny up in there, but you can't see it because the car's on the ground. I haven't put the trunk back together yet. That still has to happen. This side, the driver's side, went fairly smooth. Passenger side, we got it all together and then realized that the upper spring seat was still sitting on the ground. Had to take the passenger side all apart again and redo it. And there it is in there, mocking me. But it's done now, and it's all back together. I even hooked up the sway bar. So now, on the front, wheels are off, sway bar is unhooked, and I'm up here undoing stuff. Supposedly the front is a lot easier than the rear. Got to undo these upper control arm bolts so that the, I don't know, so the front can sag enough, I guess. And a little bolt down there at the bottom of the shock, and should come apart fairly easily.
Out on the road with a new suspension. Let's do this. 2008 Miata, KONI shocks, Progress springs. This is the setup that everybody lauds so highly. So here on these incredibly twisty Kansas roads, KONI shocks, Progress springs, and RX8 yellow dot sways. So far on these uneven roads, I'm not noticing any excess harshness, or it doesn't ride rock hard or anything. It's still perfectly usable car. This isn't breaking my back. Okay. Yeah, right turn from the left lane. I'd do that too. That was also the wrong way through that road, so good job, guy. All right, let's see if I can hit a couple of Wichita's finest off-ramps here. That was a rough patch there, but it's not terrible. The phone's bouncing all over the place, but that's just because my mount is super flimsy. I bet that footage is gonna look ridiculous. Perfectly straight on-ramp. Yay. Oh. Traction control is flashing at me. That's weird. I wasn't even really going that hard in that left turn, and traction control was going nuts. This seems like it's probably just a bit tail happy compared to the stock setup, which is okay. I mean, I'm not able to really push it here on these public city streets. It'll take an autocross to really see how it behaves. I can kind of... Oh man. Oh, the body roll is so well controlled now. Ooh. Ooh, that is grip. That is a lot of grip. And these are not excellent tires. Wow. Wow. This car is going to tear my face off sideways when I get some good tires on here. That's astonishing. on the old suspension, every little input would have just been magnified as the car wallowing around, you know, just the littlest twitch of the fingers would have resulted in the car kind of feeling like it's about to just go over the edge of the limits of grip. That was just unlimited confidence there. That was great. And again, smooth. Like this rides great. I mean, it's not a luxury car. This isn't a Cadillac or anything, but it doesn't ride a whole lot worse than it did stock. If anything, it kind of feels a bit better. The old suspension was really crashy. Wow. Worth it. Yeah, I'd say worth it. Definitely worth it. This is how the car should handle, and I don't understand why Mazda, consistently with the Miatas, makes them so incredibly soft-sprung. I guess for just driving around, you know, normally, this is a really rough section of road, by the way, but no clunks, no weird noises so far. I mean, I've been driving, this is some pretty rough road here for a minute. Shut up, freaking hardtop latch. Every Miata from the factory, it does ride like a Cadillac, and they lean so much in corners. And not that that's a bad thing. Any really experienced road racer will tell you that body roll is not necessarily the enemy. And sure, it's not, but it's just a lot more fun to drive a car that corners flat. It just feels, I don't know, it feels more expensive almost. It's sort of a tough thing to convey, but there's just something about look like a complete jerk driving like this. I'm testing my suspension. Don't mind me, Ossifer. Needless to say, I'm a very happy boy. And I'll see y'all next time.